our first female president, Kamala Harris, takes a stand against the murderous authoritarian scumbag, the murderous coward who can only murder civilians and women and mothers and their kids. Kamala Harris, on March the 10th, says, "We, the United States of America, are prepared to defend every inch of NATO territory. You authoritarian, mafia, Russian scumbags, every single one of you punks. Donald Trump, the big loser, has failed to collapse America. The right-wing traitors have failed to cripple NATO. Putin's useful idiots, in the words of Vladimir Lenin. The Donald Trump says all NATO cost the U.S. too much money. Useful idiot Trump and his right-wing loser communist Soviet treasonous traitors. Putin says, yep, I back up what Trump says. It would be nice for Russia if NATO were falling apart, because Putin always wanted to return to the USSR. I correctly predicted World War III. And you right-wing Nazis are all disgust me. What the hell are you guys saying? Why are you backing up a murderous authoritarian surveillance state, Russia? Are you all paid for by the Kremlin to enable Vladimir Putin, all of you communist scumbags, all you communist Soviet authoritarian traitors? You love freedom, but you love Vlad and you love dictators more than your president and your country. Why are you covering up the communists and the Kremlin and the Soviets, you traitors? You all are shitheads and traitors. You all are doing the work of Donald Trump and the Russian oligarchs who Donald Trump has laundered money for. You all are tools of the Kremlin and the deep state to start World War III, to continue World War III, to root for Putin, to dismantle the NATO, and to destroy America in the West. Well, you all will fail. And even in my state, we see these batshit crazy right-wing lunatics saying, oh, Zelensky's a show of the CIA, he's a show of George Soros. The white nationalist racist bigot Rogers says our great hero of the world, Zelensky, making Vladimir Putin look like a comedic failure, says Zelensky's a globalist puppet for Soros and the Clintons. Wow, right-wing losers! The right wing is full of batshit scumbags. Madison Cawthorn calls Zelensky a thug? Who is poisoning former spies in Great Britain? Who's doing that? Who's saying you cannot use the word war or else you're in jail for 15 years? Who's doing that? Who's beating up protesters? Who is crushing anyone who is dissenting the official narrative of the Kremlin in the Russian government? That is Vladimir Putin. You all hate freedom so much, don't you? You all love authoritarian so much. We all know the right wing loves the authoritarian strawman. We know it. We know it. Kamala Harris is ready to be president of the United States because the right wing is a bunch of traitors and they love committing treason. Treasonous lot, the whole bunch of them. I want you to notice today's date, March the 11th, the 2-year anniversary that COVID was declared a pandemic. Now we have Russia starting World War III because they're lying to you saying that we need a special military operation to weed out the Nazis in Ukraine. Well, that sounds awfully familiar. Adolf Hitler, the painter. Vladimir Putin, the modern-day Hitler. Remember the right wing said that Putin was nowhere close to being a modern-day Hitler? Well, right wing all wrong. And right wing loves standing up for Russia's military. They're saying America's military is soft. Please. Russia's an embarrassment to the world. Russia's military is a joke. They all want to surrender. It's all built on conscripts. Desperate Putin is bringing troops, bringing in mercenaries across the world from places such as Syria. But Russia's the strong country. We're all weak. Right. Where's Putin riding on his horseback without his shirt, leading the way? Oh, nowhere. Kamala stands up to the Kremlin. She has warned them, you will not fuck around with the West. NATO is here to defend every inch of NATO territory. If you choose to invade NATO, we're coming in and we will obliterate your joke military. That's what's happening. That's how you stand up for your country. That's how you stand up for your president instead of the treasonous Russian puppet Donald Trump. Ukraine would have been taken over if he was president already. He would have been saying, hey, it's your land. It all belongs to yours. Putin's a good guy. We should listen to him. Right? Don't Trump, who loves dictators, who loves Nazis so much because his family was all a bunch of Nazis who were exiled from Germany. They don't want to serve in the military at all. This is time to be a patriot. It's time to stand up for your president right now. And damn well, you better stand up for the West and freedom and democracy instead of authoritarianism, a mass surveillance state, and Sovietism. Kamala standing up to the Kremlin. It's Kremlin that's Demachev 82. It is 82 weeks after she became Biden's running mate that she makes these warnings against the Kremlin. The 19th month later, that nope, you will not take any inch of NATO territory whatsoever. Not at all. The 19th Amendment, women's suffrage, the right to vote, 19 months later. That's what I call leadership. Mocking Ukrainian refugees, she is a narcissist. That will be her downfall. She's as bad of a narcissist as Donald Trump. She is. October 20th, her birthday, to March the 10th, when she made her warning against Putin and his useful idiots and his enablers. 141 days later, World War III. When America gets involved, it is a global war when countries around the world are getting involved in this conflict. She will stand up to the communist, anti-American, pro-authoritarian traitors and to anyone who enables this murderous, treasonous regime of criminals. The amount of time from Biden's birthday to March the 10th, 110 days. President's Demachev 110. Kamala Harris is showing why she can be president. Where is Joe Biden say we're going to defend every inch of NATO territory? Joe Biden needs to travel. Joe Biden needs to do it. Biden is doing the job well. He has banned Russian imports. He has sanctioned the Russian billionaire oligarchs. Boris Johnson and Vladimir Putin, Boris Johnson and Joe Biden are really hitting the Kremlin hard. They're not playing around at all. They're really standing up to the authoritarian oligarchs that they should have never done business with. In my first video outlining the start of World War III, I told you exactly the reasons that we enabled World War III to start. The amount of time from Kamala's birthday to the start of World War III, 127 days. Trumpsky. Say it's time to disband NATO, getting Americans to say, hey, we need to have a wide open field for Vladimir Putin to take over the Soviet states in Europe. The useful idiots I told you about that are not aware that they're playing into geopolitical interests of people around the world who try to influence elections. Vladimir Putin is one of them. We definitely do for geopolitical corporate interests, but this is about geopolitical ambitions of Vladimir Putin to recreate the Soviet Union. And they will fail. Once again, you see Kamala Harris in action. Harris, World War III. Well, 73 years after 1949, we see the beginning of World War III. We've seen the next big invasion of Europe. That's what NATO was designed to do after the Soviets invaded Czechoslovakia. So Kamala Harris is playing a key role to stand up for America against the murderous dictator Vladimir Putin. It would have been the end of democracy as we know if Donald Trump were still president. These are the facts. That is the reality we were facing. And so all you right-wing scumbags, you're all going to go fail. It's time to stand up for your president and your country instead of being a communist, authoritarian, piece of shit traitor, standing up and enabling a war criminal who has used lethal thermal, these thermal bombs that he's launching. They dry up air and then they launch massive explosions. Vladimir Putin is going to resort to chemical weapons. I guarantee you, when it's clear that his invasion is failing, that these tanks are getting stuck in the mud, that these tanks are being curtailed by the Ukrainian forces. The right-wing traitors will lose. Donald Trump's a dead man after Vladimir Putin is dead. You right-wing traitors, your time is up. You're going to resort to libertarianism. You're going to turn a blind eye. You're going to enable dictators across the world. You're going to continue to pillage social programs at home. The libertarian revolution is going to follow, and then the useful idiots will crash the economy once they take office again.